You ever have one of those mornings where everything feels just off and you can't explain why? That was me, standing in my driveway, staring at a dark patch of oil where my SUV was supposed to be. The engine's faint rumble was gone. The driveway was empty. My $60,000 SUV vanished. At first, I thought maybe my wife took it. I called her. "Honey, did you take the car?" She sounded half asleep. "No, you parked it last night. Why?" That's when my stomach dropped. I scanned the street. Everything was normal. Birds chirping, sprinklers running, and across the street, Karen's blinds slowly shifting. Yeah, that Karen, the HOA queen herself, always ready to complain about how my trash bins violated community symmetry, or how my mailbox was 2 inches too tall. I walked over to her fence, thinking maybe her cameras caught something. "Karen!" I called. No answer. But I saw her blinds flutter again. She was watching, always watching. I checked my security camera footage, but the files were gone, corrupted, like someone knew exactly what they were doing. That's when I noticed the shoe prints, muddy sneakers, small ones, leading away from my driveway, straight toward Karen's side gate. I took photos and called the cops. Within 10 minutes, 2 patrol cars rolled up. Officer Jenkins, a stocky guy with mirrored sunglasses, stepped out. "You said there's camera footage missing?" "Yeah, and look, these tracks lead right into my neighbor's yard." Karen finally came outside, arms crossed, voice sharp. "What's going on here?" "My SUV was stolen," I said. "You mind if the police take a look around your property?" Her face stiffened. "Absolutely not. You can't just barge into someone's yard without a warrant." The officer tried to calm her down, but she wasn't budging. She called it an invasion of her privacy. Then, from the distance, a faint rumble. Tires. My SUV's engine. I could swear I heard it. Jenkins turned his head. "You hear that?" We all did. The sound came from behind Karen's tall white fence. She froze. I saw panic flash across her face, for a split second before she tried to hide it with fake confusion. And then, barking. Loud, sharp, aggressive barking from the other side of the fence. Jenkins radioed in backup immediately. "Dispatch, get K9 support on site." Karen stepped back, trembling slightly. "You're making a mistake," she muttered. But deep down, I already knew the truth. Her son was involved. Within minutes, the quiet suburban street transformed into a crime scene. Police tape fluttered in the breeze. Blue and red lights flashing against Karen's white picket fence. The K9 unit arrived, 2 German shepherds, noses twitching, pacing impatiently beside their handlers. Karen stood near her porch, arms folded tight, trying to look calm, but failing miserably. Her lips quivered every time the dogs barked. Officer Jenkins motioned to one of the handlers. "Start from the driveway. Follow the scent trail from the footprints." The dog sniffed the ground, then trotted straight toward Karen's gate. She immediately raised her voice. "Excuse me, you can't just let animals trample through my yard. I have rights." Jenkins gave her a flat look. "Ma'am, we have probable cause. Either unlock the gate, or we'll get a warrant in 15 minutes. That did it. She hesitated, glancing at her house like she wanted to run inside, then finally fumbled with the latch. The gate creaked open, revealing a neatly trimmed backyard. Too neat. The grass was freshly watered, as if someone had tried to wash something away. The dogs darted forward, sniffing the air. One barked sharply, tail stiff. The handler pointed. "They've picked something up." We followed as they circled the patio, then stopped near a wooden storage shed. The lock was broken. Jenkins stepped forward, pulled the door open, and there it was. My SUV's license plate, lying on the floor, still slick with mud. Karen gasped. "I've never seen that before in my life." "Sure you haven't," Jenkins said dryly. He bagged the plate and kept looking. "Where's your son, ma'am?" She froze. "He's at school." "School ended 2 hours ago," he replied. That's when one of the dogs barked again. Loud, urgent, claws scraping at the back corner of the fence. The handler moved closer. "He's found something." They pushed aside a patch of overgrown ivy covering a small gap behind the fence, and there, crouched in the dirt, was a shadow. A teenage boy, face streaked with sweat and fear. Karen's son. He looked up at me, eyes wide. "I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to drive it." "I didn't mean—" Karen screamed. "No! That's my son! Don't touch him!" The officers restrained her as Jenkins pulled the boy up. "You're lucky we found you before the dogs did," he muttered. Karen's perfect image, the proud HOA enforcer, was crumbling right in front of everyone. Karen's screams echoed down the street as her son was led out. From behind the fence, his hands trembling, face streaked with tears. The neighbors had started gathering, cell phones raised, whispering, recording everything. The same woman who fined people for leaving garden gnomes out too, Long was now watching her own son being taken into custody. Officer Jenkins read the boy his rights. "You're being detained for suspicion of vehicle theft. You have the right to remain silent." Karen lunged forward, hysterical. "He's just a kid. He didn't steal anything." Jenkins stepped between them. "Ma'am, we found the victim's license plate in your shed. That's evidence." Her face went pale. "That's impossible. Someone must have planted it there." I folded my arms. "Karen, the shed's lock was broken from the inside. You really want to keep pretending?" Her son's voice cracked as he tried to explain. "Mom, I wanted to show my friends the car. I was going to bring it back, I swear." Karen turned on him, horrified. "You what? You took his car?" The entire block went silent. Even the dogs stopped barking for a moment. You could feel the weight of her hypocrisy pressing down on her. The same woman who called the HOA on people for having faded driveways was now caught, covering up Grand Theft Auto by her own kid. Karen's voice softened into desperation. "Please, officers, can't we handle this privately? You know me, I've always supported law enforcement. Maybe we can—" Jenkins cut her off sharply. "You tried to obstruct an active investigation, ma'am. You hid evidence. That's not how this works." Her son began to sob, his voice breaking. "Mom, I'm sorry. I thought it would be funny. My friends dared me. I didn't mean to wreck it." "Wreck it?" I interrupted. "What do you mean, wreck it?" He looked down, avoiding my eyes. "I kind of hit a fence post. The bumper's gone." Karen covered her mouth, her entire body trembling. She looked smaller than I'd ever seen her. The power, the arrogance, all gone. The tow truck arrived a few minutes later, hauling my SUV, scratched, dented, and covered in mud. Seeing it in that condition made my chest tighten. But watching Karen's face twist in shame almost balanced it out. Officer Jenkins handed me his card. "We'll file a full report. You'll need to come down to the station tomorrow." I nodded, still staring at Karen. "Guess the HOA won't be hearing from you for a while?" "Huh?" Her only response was silence, and the faint sound of her son sobbing as he was led away. The next morning, I woke to the sound of whispers outside my window. When I looked out, half the neighborhood had gathered in front of Karen's house. The woman who once patrolled the street like a self-appointed sheriff now stood on her porch in silence, her once pristine lawn littered with police tape and muddy paw prints. Her son had spent the night in juvenile custody, and the news spread faster than wildfire. Someone had even posted the footage of his arrest online. HOA Karen's son busted by police dogs. That headline was everywhere. I stepped outside with my coffee, trying not to look smug. But honestly, I didn't have to. The entire block already knew the story. Mrs. Callahan, from 2 doors down, shook her head. She's been reporting us for years. Guess karma finally came knocking. Around noon, Officer Jenkins stopped by with an update. "Your vehicle's at the impound." "We've confirmed." Her son hot-wired it and drove around the cul-de-sac before ditching it behind their fence. "Damage isn't too bad. You'll get it back soon." I sighed with relief. "Thanks, officer. And Karen?" He adjusted his hat. "She's not being charged for now, but she'll be getting a notice for obstruction if she tries anything else." Later that afternoon, I saw Karen outside, trying to wash away the muddy tracks from her backyard with a garden hose. She looked defeated, hair messy, eyes swollen from crying. For once, she didn't bark orders or lecture anyone. She just quietly scrubbed the mess, as if she could erase what happened. I walked over not to gloat, just to end it. "Karen," I said calmly, "I'm not going to press extra charges. But you and your son need to make this right. No more fake HOA threats, no more spying, no more drama." She didn't look up. "You think I don't know that?" Her voice cracked. "I just wanted people to respect me. I thought keeping the neighborhood perfect made me important. Respect isn't about control," I told her. "It's about how you treat people." For a long moment, she said nothing. Then softly, "I'm sorry. For everything." That was the first time I'd ever heard Karen apologize for anything. As I walked away, I heard her mutter under her breath to herself, "Maybe it's time I stepped down from the HOA board." The street felt peaceful again. No more notes on mailboxes, no more arguments over paint shades, just silence, and the faint echo of police dogs reminding everyone that even the most controlling people can't hide forever behind a fence. Enjoying this wild HOA drama? Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more real-life, inspired neighborhood showdowns. Smash that like if you think karma finally caught up to Karen, and drop a comment below. What would you have done if your neighbor's kid stole your car?